أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، وصلى الله تعالى على سيدنا Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam, picking up with the legendary stories of the prophets alayhimu salatu wassalam. This should be video number 68 in reference to the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. We have covered the Prophet Isa, or Jesus for those who understand the English and not the Arabic of his name, and also from Adam all the way there. We are now picking up from page number 388. This is your humble and respected orator, Muhammad Israel, and we have legendary military series of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, all on Muhammad the Gambia channel. On Abdul Fattah Muhammad channel, I do believe it begins with his legendary military empire, the era of Sayyidina Uthman bin Affan. Now we can pick up from his own sallallahu alaihi wasallam what we have been given here in terms of his journey, because this is where we left off. And he says, while I was lying in Al-Hatim or Al-Hijra, suddenly someone came to me and cut my body open from here to here. I asked Al-Jurud, who was by my side, what does he mean? He said it means from his throat to his public area, or said from the top of the chest. The Prophet ﷺ further said, he then took out my heart. Then a gold tray of belief was brought to me, and my heart was washed and filled with belief, and then returned to its original place. Then a white animal, which was smaller than a mule and bigger than a donkey, was brought to me. On this, Al-Jurud said, was it the Buraq Abu Hamza? Meaning, Anas replied in the alternative. The Prophet ﷺ said the animal's step was so wide that it reached the farthest point within the reach of the animal's sight. I was carried on it, and Jibril Alayhi'Ssalam set out with me till we reached the nearest heaven. When he asked for the gate to be opened, it was asked, who is it? Jibril alayhi answered, it is Jibril. And it was asked, who is accompanying you? He answered, Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, is accompanying me. It was asked, has Muhammad been called? Gabriel replied in the affirmative. Then it was said, he is welcome. What an excellent visit he is. The gate opened, and when I went over the first heaven, I saw Adam, Alayhi'Ssalam, there. Gabriel said to me, this is your father Adam, pay him your greetings. So I greeted him, and he returned the greetings to me and said, you are welcome, O pious son and pious prophet. Then Gabriel ascended with me till we reached the second heaven. Jibril alayhi Gabriel in English, Jibril in Arabic, asked for the gate to be opened. It was asked, who is it? Gabriel answered, Gabriel. It was asked, who is accompanying you? He said, Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, is accompanying me. It was asked, has he been called? Gabriel answered in the affirmative. Then it was said, he is welcome. What an excellent visit he is. Sir, what an excellent visit, and the gate was open. When I went over the second heaven, there I saw John, Yahya, John the Baptist, and Isa, Jesus, who were cousins of each other. Jibril said to me, these are John and Jesus. Pay them your greetings. So I greeted them, and both of them returned my greetings and said, you are welcome, O pious brother and pious prophet. Then Gabriel ascended with me to the third heaven and asked for its gate to be opened. It was asked, who is with you? Gabriel replied, it was who. Gabriel replied, Muhammad, is peace and blessings be upon him, is with me. It was asked, has he been called? Gabriel replied in the affirmative. Then it was said, he is welcome. What an excellent visit. The gate was open, and when I went over the third heaven, I saw Joseph. Gabriel said to me, this is Joseph, pay him your greetings. So I greeted him, and he returned the greeting to me and said, you are welcome, O pious brother and pious prophet. Then Gabriel ascended with me to the fourth heaven and asked for its gate to be opened. It was asked, who is it? Gabriel replied, it is Gabriel. It was asked, who is accompanying with you? And he replied, Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, is accompanying me. It was asked, has he been called? Gabriel replied in the affirmative. Then it was said, he is welcome. What an excellent visit he is. The gate was open, and when I went over the fourth heaven, there I saw Enoch. Gabriel said to me, this is Enoch, pay him your greeting. So I greeted him, and he returned the greeting to me and said, you are welcome, O pious brother and pious prophet. Then Gabriel ascended. Interestingly so, because it does actually confirm that Idris or Enoch was taken, his soul was taken in the fourth heaven. So when they go to the fifth heaven and they ask for its gate to be open, it was asked, who is it? Gabriel replied, it is Gabriel. It was asked, who is accompanying you? Gabriel replied, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Then it was asked, has he been called? Gabriel replied to the affirmative. Then it was said, he is welcome, what an excellent visit he is. So when I went over the fifth heaven, there I saw Aaron, Harun. Gabriel said to me, this is Aaron, pay him your greetings. I greeted him, and he returned the greeting to me and said, you are welcome, O pious brother and pious prophet. Then Gabriel ascended with me to the sixth heaven and asked for its gate to be opened. It was asked, who is it? Gabriel replied, Gabriel, it was asked, who is accompanying you? He said, it was Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, is accompanying me. And it was then asked again, has he been called? Jibril replied to the affirmative. It was said, he is welcome with an excellent visit. He is. When I went over the sixth heaven, there I saw Moses, Musa. Gabriel said to me, this is Moses, pay him your greetings. So I greeted him, and he returned the greetings to me and said, you are welcome, O pious brother and pious prophet. When I left him, he wept. When he left Musa, Alayhi'Ssalam, he said, Musa wept. Someone asked him, what makes you weep? Musa said, I weep because after me there has been sent a prophet, a young man whose followers will enter paradise in greater numbers than my followers. Then Gabriel ascended with me to the seventh heaven and asked for its gate to be opened. It was asked, who is it? Gabriel replied, Gabriel, it was asked, who is accompanying you? He said, it is Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, is accompanying me. It was asked, has he been called? Gabriel replied in the affirmative. Then it was said, he is welcome, what an excellent visit he is. So when I went over to the seventh heaven, there I saw Ibrahim, Gabriel's Alayhi'Ssalam. Gabriel said to me, this is your father, pay your greeting to him. So I greeted him, and he returned the greetings to me and said, you are welcome, O pious son of pious son. You are welcome, O pious son and pious prophet. Then I was made to ascend to Sidratul Muntaha, meaning the lot tree of the utmost boundary. Behold, its fruits were like the jars of Hajar, meaning the place near Medina, and its leaves were as big as the ears of the elephant. So it's a tree. Gabriel said, this is the lot tree of the utmost boundary. Behold, there ran four rivers, two were hidden and two were visible. I asked, what are these two kinds of rivers, O Gabriel? He replied, as for the hidden rivers, they are two rivers of in paradise, and the visible rivers are the Nile and the Euphrates. Then Al-Baytul Ma'mur, the sacred house, was shown to me, and a container full of wine, and another full of milk, and a third full of honey were brought to me. I took the milk. Gabriel remarked, this is the Islamic religion, which you and your followers are following. Then the prayer were enjoined on me. There were 50 prayers a day. When I returned, I passed by Moses, who asked me, "What have you been ordered to do?" I replied, "I have been ordered to offer 50 prayers a day." Moses said, "Your followers cannot bear 50 prayers a day. And by Allah Jalla Jalaluhu, I have tested my people before you, and I have tried my level best with Bani Israel in vain. Go back to your Lord and ask for reduction to to lessen your followers' burden." So I went back, and Allah Jalla Jalaluhu reduced 10 prayers for me. Then again I came to Moses, but he repeated the same as he had said before. Then again I went back to Allah Jalla Jalaluhu, and he reduced 10 more prayers. When I came back to Moses, he said the same thing. I went back to Allah Jalla Jalaluhu, and he ordered me to observe 10 prayers a day. When I came back to Moses, he repeated the same advice. So I went back to Allah Jalla Jalaluhu and was ordered to observe 5 prayers a day. When I came back to Moses, he said, "What have you been ordered?" I replied, "I have been ordered to observe 5 prayers a day." He said, "Your followers cannot bear 5 prayers a day, and no doubt I have got an experience of the people before you, and I have tried my level best with Banu Israel. So go back to your Lord and ask for reduction to lessen your followers' burden." I said, "I have requested so much of my Lord that I feel ashamed. But I am satisfied now and surrender to Allah's order alone." When I left, I heard a voice saying, "I have passed my order and have lessened the burden of my worshippers." This is Jalla Jalaluhu saying. In this year, 12 men of Yathrib, of whom 10 were of the Jewish tribe of the Khazraj and the other 2 of Aus, both, unfortunately, Jewish tribes from our recollection, came to Mecca and took an oath of fidelity to the Prophet ﷺ at Al-Aqaba, a hill on the north of that city. And because people are hiding it so well, this is one main reason, why those who assert themselves to either way or doctrine of thinking or just remaining oblivious to reality, especially on the Muslim side, especially on the people who claim to be Muslim today. They really do not understand that the first to come in delegation into Mecca and the Al-Aqaba were Jewish tribes. But that's neither here nor there. It is here or there. But moving along. This oath was called the woman's oath, not that any women were present at the time, but because a man was not thereby obliged to take up arms in defense of the Prophet ﷺ on the basis of his religion, it being the same oath that was afterwards exacted of the women. This oath was as follows: "We will not associate anything with Allah Jalla Jalaluhu. We will not steal, nor commit adultery or fornication, nor kill our children as the pagans Arabs used to do, nor forge calumnies. We will obey the Prophet ﷺ in everything that is reasonable, and we will be faithful to him in well and sorrow." When they had solemnly engaged to do all this, the Prophet sent one of his disciples, Mus'ab ibn al-Umayr, home with them to teach them these fundamental doctrines. Mus'ab ibn al-Umayd was the first ambassador of the Prophet ﷺ. He could not have been older than 17 years old. He could not have been older than 17. So this is a wake-up call for many who still call 17-year-olds young 17-year-old male kids. But let's move along. Um, Mus'ab ibn Umair radiallahu anhu, uh, to teach them fundamentals, the doctrines and ceremonies of the Islam, of the religion. Mus'ab, having arrived at Yathrib by the assistance of those who had been formerly reverted, gained several new reverts, particularly Uzayd ibn Qudayr, a chief, a man of the city, and Sa'd ibn Mu'ad, prince of the tribe of the Aus. Al-Islam spread so fast that there was scarce a house. There was hardly a house that did not have some Muslimin in them. Inshallah, we will stop this one here on page number 393. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك وتبارك اسم ربك وتعالى جدك لا إله غيرك ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.